welcome to the Week of Love. My name is Joyce Jukes and this is a breakfast show on TSM Nigeria TV. I'm joined by Saserio Dubo and Neki Moyo. Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you guys smell the love in the air? There's no love in your air.
I think there is.
Neki, it doesn't sound like you're smelling any love at all.
Well, there's love in the air.
Is there love in your air, in your space?
A lot of love, yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Anyway, Shai, is this how I just had that
Wait,
go to
he just did
stupor
something.
like
said,
this?
Why is there no love
I
in
don't
your
expect
air?
people that are single to stupor to smell the love in the air. So, you know, I understand where you're coming from. But at least you can look towards a brand new reality show that we just got introduced to yesterday, Ultimate Love. The concept is interesting. People in a house and they have to fall in love in 20 days and the winner gets a wedding.
The winners, actually.
Yeah, the couple. What do you think about it?
Well, I think it's a good development. I really do not know the content and the premise of it, but you know, I think it's a good thing generally for people to come together, love themselves, and then want to spend the rest of their lives together.
Do you think we have any of the explicit contents that we had in Big Brother Nigeria? Especially because you're expected to love up and be a couple. Are we going to be seeing some sex?
Probably, but there's going to be a lot of foreplay. That I'm sure of. A lot of them have said making social media rounds, like the Rosemary girl, the fair lady.
Oh, I know no one, please.
Okay, you know no one.
No.
Then David Wilson has really been popping up everywhere. So
Okay.
hopefully, it's this prominent media personality, Adesuwa Oyenikwe. She's apparently the star version of Big Brother. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, there's a Big Brother thing in... Okay, so good luck to everyone. I'm actually rooting for the show. I hope that it turns out really, really nice. I like reality shows, so it's cool. Today we're celebrating the birthday of a Hollywood actress, Emma Roberts. She was born on this day, February 10th, in 1991. Then she gained recognition for her stint on Nickelodeon from 2004 to about 2007, and she even dropped her debut album in 2005. She's known for her numerous roles in movies like Nancy Drew, Wild Child, Hotel for Dogs, and Valentine's Day. Today she's going to be 29 years old. Happy birthday to Emma Roberts. I think I like her most from... Did you watch We Are the Millers?
I watched Wild Child.
I didn't see what. Did you watch We Are the Millers?
Wild Child.
Well, yes, no, you are. I watch We Are the Millers and that's where I love her from. We're going to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll discuss something that a lot of Nigerians have issues with. Just last week, I had to make a purchase from an online vendor, and it was one of the smoothest operations I've had so far. But sadly, all the other stories are not the same. We're going to be talking about Nigerians and dealing with online vendors. Stay there.
Thank you so much for staying there. Now, life has been made so much easier with online shopping and online e-commerce. People can sit at the confines of their home and order goods and services just over the internet. While some cases might just be smooth, like Joyce said, other stories are ones that you just have to cry over. This morning, we're discussing about dealing with online vendors. You can share your story on our comment section as the show goes on. So, just cannot wait to go down.
I'm excited for this topic. I'm excited, I can't lie.
Okay.
Well, e-commerce has come to stay. First
Okay.
and foremost, it's a good thing. Gone are the days where you have to leave your house and go somewhere, probably like a
market.
shop, and get some items, and So, like you said, sitting in your house, you just pick your phone and place an order, and then maybe 2 to 5 working days, next day, I don't know, depending on and then you get what you ordered for. But the clause here is sometimes the buyers are deceived because of the pictures they see, and you order for one thing, and the guys bring something else for you, and a lot of time that happens, but in also quite more time, so to speak, you still get what you ordered for, but because of the fact that, okay, in my personal experience, sometimes customers place order for something and they do that for 4 other shops. So if you deliver on time, they get to buy from you. And so when the rest, service provider or, delivers, they tell you they are not in town, or something came up, or their grandmother swallowed razor blade, or something. There's always a story to it. So it's a huge disadvantage on the part of the seller. I think it's also, so at the end of the day, there's no common ground. Both sides are losing, depending on the client that you're dealing with, or depending on the e-commerce store that you're dealing with.
Wow. Joyce, you talked about, we're actually browsing online and then we stumbled on, a dealing between a vendor and somebody trying to get goods. So would you say it's an attitude thing that comes with online vendors? We see scenarios where you're trying to purchase something, they are all nice, they are all you, you, and then when you make your orders and you make payment, the reverse becomes the case.
Like he said, e-commerce is here to stay. The concept of buying things from the comforts of your toilets is beautiful. And if you live in a more forward-thinking societies or cities, you'd enjoy it to the climax, to the peak. I remember when I was in Abuja for a little bit, and I and my friend were like, okay, this week we're not going anywhere, and we never left the room. We ordered food, anything we had to buy, all we had to do was, there was an app for it, and then we could just do everything we needed to. It's great. Now the thing, let's bring it home to Nigeria, because let's say for the item not looking exactly like you did it, it happens everywhere in the country. You can even buy something from Amazon and then there'll be something. I saw a girl complaining about Fashion Nova just yesterday. I think her problem was that the sizes were too big, but she put in her right size, and then maybe somebody that was just packaging it just sent the wrong size. This has happened. But the problem of them being polite before they get your money and then being mad people after they get your money is a Nigerian problem. Because if you even look at your regular artisans, your tailor, your bricklayer, your plumbers, before you pay them that balance, they are fantastic. But as soon as they get their balance, they can decide to never even do the job. So at the core of it, it's not even an online vendor problem. It is mostly a Nigerian problem, the issues that we have with our own Nigerian vendors. It's, for me, I believe it's a Nigerian people problem, because it goes beyond online vendors. You can even go to the shop and they'll be rude to you, the people, the attendants that are going to be at the front desk. You get an assistant to come and work in your house. Before, as soon as you pay in the beginning, if I just give him money to buy the things, it might just abscond safe and never come back. So at the core of it, the problems that we face with our own Nigerian online vendors is the one common denominator, that we are Nigerians.
Do you agree with her?
Yeah, completely. Sometimes the ads are great, the contents are amazing, and so once they receive the money, generally, I don't understand why an online store will offer a 24 hours return policy.
Okay.
First and foremost, I don't understand it, because if you set up a business, you should also set up a structure that binds that business together. So when you send something and the buyer doesn't like it, right, because of the quality or the size or something. But so long as it falls within, the structure where they can refund, you should do that. But a lot of times it's not the case. You see the back and forth, the seller trying to tell you that, hey, this is what you ordered for, and the buyer is saying,
this is not what
so a lot of times Nigeria would just prefer to pay on delivery, to solve that issue. You want to sell, you feel what you're selling is original, it's good, it's what it's online. Okay, fine, bring it. Once I confirm it, I'll pay you your money on delivery. Now, that in itself, it's good, because as an online vendor, you get to sell more, because it removes the trust issues, as it were, right? But another clause to that would be, sometimes when you deliver, because it's payment on delivery, right, it puts so much power in the hand of the customer.
Wow.
So they could not show up for the item. They could tell you something went wrong. They could spend the money on something because it's pay on delivery. They know nothing will happen. So at the end of the day, I would say whatever structure you're operating on, try and get the best out of it. Study the market, study the kind of customers you have to know if you're going to do payment on delivery or pay before delivery, or both, actually.
Okay.
You know, so at the end of the day, you're not running at a loss, because I can tell you categorically that most e-commerce sites in Nigeria are running at a loss. Very few of them are making money.
Wow.
Very few.
Now that you talked about this, if you're sitting in your house and you say that you want to maximize, the online platform of market, there are still some Nigerians that would never, ever, patronize e-commerce at all. So as a Nigerian, what are the things you would never buy online? Some people would say everything, but there are some things that...
I would never buy electronics online.
Why?
Because I want to see it working before I carry it to my house. Because
you can buy it online.
Because you can get to your house and then
you
they
can
say
buy
that
it
it was
online.
working in the shop. Oh, how come when they got to your house it's not working? And how do you prove that it was working in the shop and it was not working in your house, or it was not working in your house and it was working in the shop? It's a thin line. I don't want to walk it.
You don't want to think about it.
I don't want to walk it. I don't buy hair online.
Okay.
I don't. I can buy from a person that has an online store, but I know the person. Buying hair online is one of the biggest mistakes you can ever make.
True.
Share, do you have an experience there?
They can sell you they will sell you nonsense with their chest, and you will not be able to find them. I had a friend that used to say this thing. She said that as Nigerians, we are scammers. The person that you are meeting wants to scam you, so scam him first. And we have a fundamental integrity problem in this country.
Okay.
We don't have integrity. We do not care that you're going to we say, hi, yes, you call me out on Mr. Blog, everybody's going to move on. And we don't take bad reviews seriously. We might relate good to good reviews. We might say, okay, I'll patronize this shop because they have good reviews. But we patronize the shop even when they have bad reviews. They are going to patronize you irrespective because they don't even do proper research. One time I was trying to buy something from AliExpress, right? Okay. So when I checked the reviews, I specifically checked for the Nigerian reviews, because on AliExpress you can choose the country that you want to check for the reviews. And if there are no Nigerian reviews, I don't buy it. And if the Nigerian reviews are bad, I don't buy it. If all the reviews are good and the Nigerian reviews are bad, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
Because let's say the seller is in Russia, and the people that are commenting are there in Croatia, probably closer. Probably their own post office is better. But it could have gotten all the way to a Nigerian post office, and somebody has matched the box. Something has gone wrong. So I would like to hear from the Nigerians first what they have to say, because Nigerians don't care if their review will destroy your business. They're going to just say it how it is, and you have to kind of deal with it. So I'd like to look out for the possibilities of bad reviews. Yes, it's going to be a problem for the business. Yes, you cannot deliver at all times. But how did you, even as a vendor, handle the bad review that you received? If you handled it professionally, I could say that this person has a little bit of integrity and they can do something about it. But I try my best to pay attention to bad reviews and how the vendor responded to the bad review, because it's going to tell you so much about the business.
What are the things you can never buy online? And bad reviews as well.
I don't think there's really anything I can buy online.
So you can buy a car online?
Yes, I can.
Wow.
But you don't necessarily have to pay online for something like a car.
Okay.
Right. I run an e-commerce site, so I think it would probably be stupid for me not to want to sell or buy anything online. But the thing here is, I think there has to be some kind of conflict resolution, right, between the buyer and the seller. Now, I know AliExpress does something. When you buy something on AliExpress and make payments, you don't pay to the seller, you pay to AliExpress. So once you receive the item, you confirm that it's the item that you have received. I mean, the item that you've ordered for, and it's a good one for you. Then AliExpress can send the money to the seller. Now, in a case where you complain that, it's not an item that you want, they send you back your money and you still have the goods.
So you don't send back the goods to them?
You still have to send back the goods, but at that point, AliExpress doesn't care.
Okay.
It's sad for the seller, right? But at that point, they don't care because they expect that the seller would send an accurate, product. So I think there's a system like that in Nigeria where you have the escrow, but very few e-commerce vendors would apply for that because.
Okay. Joyce wants to say something.
I don't buy from actual e-commerce sites in Nigeria.
Okay.
And I don't do it.
Why?
Because the reviews are disgustingly horrible. The negligence is shameful. It is like as soon as you do the business with whoever, the big names I'm referring to, that's your business.
Yeah.
If you buy a cup and the vendor sends you a face cap, that's your smelly business. They are not going to do anything about it.
Yeah.
You're going to send mails. You're going to call. Nothing. As far as you have given the vendor the money, you can die. I don't do it.
It's true. And you see, if nothing is done about this, it's going to kill the e-commerce, industry in Nigeria.
True.
Because people will just want to do payment on delivery, and payment on delivery is no business as far as I'm concerned, right? So this is for those who, are e-commerce guys, and see, product, you can't overkill on service. You can't overkill on product, right? Sell good product and have a feedback mechanism, right? Now, like I said, I run an e-com. There was a time we sent something, right, a shoe for 18,000 naira, and the guy called and was saying because he had paid this time, he wasn't doing, and it was then our responsibility to make sure that whatever he was getting,
was quality.
Quality.
Yes.
So he called and was like, there's an issue with this, there's an issue with that, there's an issue. So I look now, it was my time to prove that, we had integrity, So I looked at it and I said, okay, we'll accept the product, we'll refund it we'll accept the product, we'll refund your money, but not just refund your money, we'll give you a gift as well to compensate for the lost time.
Okay.
And the guy was like, he doesn't understand, this is not the first time he's dealing. Actually, he didn't believe. And so our logistic guys got there, took a shirt along, and the guy was just blown away. So it tells you how deprived Nigeria are when it comes to good quality, delivery and all of that. Because I'm wondering, if you do a job for someone or you sell a product for someone and the person is not getting the end value of that product, you should either refund or replace with an apology, a tangible one. But a lot of, like she said, the big names, they don't do that. So it becomes, we have a lot of points to prove because we are not that big and we still need to get our names out there. So we have a lot of points to prove. So a lot of times we talk to you on WhatsApp, we call again and again, give you more info about the product description. This time you're talking to an actual person, not just what you see online. So that kind of fosters a good communication between you and the buyer.
Okay, before we take our last comment on the show, Ubiaja Idemudia, she says, good morning, watching from above. Thank you.
Say hello to God for us.
So while we're wrapping up this conversation, what are the words you have for vendors as well as customers?
For me, for customers, I'd say remember that the vendor you're dealing with is a person before they're a business owner. And you should treat them with the respect. And you should treat every other human being. And you should understand the terms of the contract before you do it. If there's a return policy, you should ask about the return policy and you should know it. If there's a damage policy, you should find out, okay, let's say we won't take it if this happens to it, if this happens to it. So that you would not have, as they know, had I known. You should all fully understand. And then as a business, you should have a structure, like Osase already said. If you have a return policy, there was this one girl that I bought some clothes from. Remember when I bought those clothes, those pants and the dress?
Yes.
As soon as I DM'd her on Twitter and said that I want to buy this dress, she said, good morning. And the first thing she sent me were the rules and the regulations of doing business with her. They were on a flyer. Her business name was on it, her number and contact. She sent it and asked me if I understood. I said I understood, and then we went forward. So if I decided to breach the contract, I would never say that I never knew. So we should always have the structure. And then finally, there's something in branding, there's something called user-generated content. It is the content that you as a company cannot control. You don't create it. It's people that have done business with you that can create it for you. That's when you get things like referrals, so you get your reviews, your good reviews and your bad reviews. There is no marketing, there is no advertising that is greater, that is bigger than word of mouth.
Yeah.
If people are saying good things about your business is going to blossom. If people are saying bad things about your business, it's going to mean bad sales. So whenever you're dealing with your customer, no matter how small your business is, have the thought of user-generating content in your mind. Have the thought of the fact that this person would say a thing about a business, and let me make sure that the thing that they will say is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes, and so from the side of an online vendor,
I'm going to completely agree with Joyce. First and foremost, get structure into your business.
Okay.
I mean, except you just want to sell and make money, that's fine. But if you really want to be a business and build a brand, get structure into it. Sometimes you lose. Yeah, you send and then it doesn't go through. Spend the money, return it back, then ask yourself, why did this go wrong? You know, and then work on it. Make sure you work on it. Because a lot of times I see online vendors repeating the same mistakes again and again. You send in a week, maybe you send 3 items and they get rejected. Something to tell you that the 3 customers cannot behave alike. They don't know each other. So something is wrong.
Something is wrong
with either
somewhere.
your because
delivery,
there was a time we were working with a third-party company, and we'll tell our client 2 to 5 days delivery. And sometimes a week, they've not even received it. A very popular logistic company.
Oh.
And so I began to wonder, okay, why? And then we noticed that sometimes they just dump our products somewhere, you know, and they don't deliver. And so while you're talking to the client is like, you guys are this, you guys are that. It still ends with, I'm sorry. If you give me so and so time, I will fix this problem for you. At the end of the day, if you can send a compensation package or something, do that, because a client that buys from you today and is satisfied will always come back to buy from you again and again.
Thank you so much, Joyce. Thank you so much. As I say, I've heard so much about e-commerce, online vendors, suppliers, and the like. So we've come to the end of this edition of the Breakfast Show. You can follow us on all our socials, TSN Nigeria TV, and you can get news on the go. It is tsnnigeria.tv. Your day is beautiful. It's a bye for now.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.